Hello, Life Vantage. This is Darren Jensen coming to you live from our Studio B here at our global headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. And it is a pleasure to have you here with us. It's a beautiful spring day here in Utah, and I hope that it's a beautiful spring day wherever you're at. Today is a continuation of our doctor series. And we have a new doctor with us that is world-renowned, and her name's Dr. Proteksha Gandhi. And before I bring her on, as always, we give away a little bit of product here. And today we're going to give away Protandim Nerf 2. So from wherever you're joining us, if you want to be put into the drawing for it, make sure you put down your name, your city, states, and country where applicable, and we'll get you into the drawing. I don't think I have any other announcements. So with that, let's get into our interview with Dr. Gandhi. And let me read you a little bit about, well, not a little bit, it's actually quite a bit about her background, because she is an incredible physician. And so let me read it off to you so I don't miss anything. So it's Dr. Gandhi is a medical doctor and is a global healthcare leader, serial entrepreneur, preventative cardiologist, author, speaker, researcher with a mission to eradicate cardiovascular disease by preventing heart attacks and reversing heart disease using non-invasive, cost-effective treatments. She is India's first woman preventative cardiologist and founder of IPC, which stands for Institute of Preventative Cardiology. And that was founded in 1999 in Mumbai. She pioneered the concept of preventative non-invasive cardiology, for which her work was applauded by late Indian President Dr. Kalam. She was awarded by the Finance Minister of India as the best woman entrepreneur in 2006, making her India's first woman doctor to have received this honor. Under her leadership, the IPC, or again the Institute of Preventative Cardiology centers, have treated over 50,000 patients with a 95% success rate. That's incredible. To expand her mission globally, she established the IPC headquarters in the U.S. since 2013. She's been a business consultant to various healthcare startups and has successfully expanded businesses globally, having launched new and innovative products and devices into the preventative healthcare industry. She has worked with several international firms and has set up their distribution channels in foreign markets. She has published over thousands of articles, created several health shows on television, and spread her message of heart care prevention to millions of people globally. Her original research work can be found on PubMed. In 2016, the International Association of Cardiologists in New York recognized her as the leading physician of the world, recently awarded with top 50 global women healthcare leaders in March of 2017. So like I said, world-renowned and one of the top, especially one of the top female physicians on the planet. With that, let me welcome Dr. Gandhi. Dr. Gandhi, it's a pleasure to see you today.
Hello.
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Hello. Yeah,
oh,
thanks.
Hello. I thought you were saying hello.
Well, yeah, hello, Life Vantage, and thank you so much, Darren, for having me on the show. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure to have you on. You know, it's great to have interesting people that, when you look at who joins Life Vantage, we have a cross section of people all over the world, and everybody's so interesting. And as I read through your background, I mean, you are, as I read through it, you created many firsts, the first woman entrepreneur, to receive award, as best woman entrepreneur in 2006. You've started medical clinics. And I guess my first question is, what is a preventative cardiologist?
Yeah, I think that's really a very great question, because most of the times people, when they think of cardiology, they only think that it is like heart attack, hospital admissions, and cath lab. My interest grew because after I did preventive medicine, what I found was a lot of work was done in maternal and child health, but hardly any work was done in preventive cardiology. And I was fortunate that I got this whole concept from US itself, because US is very actually active in preventive cardiology. And I introduced this whole concept in India. The main mission here is that heart attack is the first symptom in almost 70% of the people, and unfortunately, half of them die in first heart attack, and I think that almost 80% heart attacks are preventable as per the research statistics. So here, I think, is a lot of work to do. But most of the cardiologists are busy in the world, either doing surgeries or angioplasties, and there are very few people focused in preventative cardiology to help the people stay away from hospitals.
That's an interesting concept. Normally, when most people think of doctors, you think of them treating a problem after it occurs, but your mission is really to create as little business for you as possible. You want to stop it even before it even happens,
True.
Which is incredible. So with this, as I mentioned, you're a woman that has done many firsts. I read about the awards that you've received from the Minister of Finance in India as the Best Woman Entrepreneur of 2006. You started the IPCs, the Institute of Preventative Cardiology. You were just recognized as the leading physician of the world by the International Association of Cardiologists. You're the top 50 global woman healthcare leaders, recognized as that in March of 2017. There has to be a powerful story behind that. What is your story? Because I know that you're from India, you're living now in California. I'm sure everybody out there is like, okay, I've got to know more about this incredible woman doctor. Tell us your story.
I think I will begin with a statement which I truly believe from Stephen Covey. He says that I'm not a product of my circumstances. I'm a product of my decisions. Okay. So I'm a self-made person, because when anyone goes through my profile, they feel that, oh, I must be born in some rich family with medical education and, a lot of businesses and all. But my story has been that I have been brought up in a middle-class family. My parents had not even made it to college, and they didn't even have anything which could, give me the means to study. We were staying in just in around 200 square feet in one room, like 4 of us. So we had a very, very humble beginnings. But the great part was that we were very rich in the values, of helping people and reaching out to people. And that's where my dad told me to become a doctor to help people. So as far as my entrepreneurship concerns, as you saw that I didn't have any means, but I had dreams of helping people and reaching out. So I started teaching the students coaching classes, because it is medical journey is almost for 10 years, after your high school. So I have been working since the age of 18 and supporting my medical education. And after that, I felt that the big why, which you asked me, that why I do first, is that I always, there is something known as blue ocean strategy. If some of you must have read this book, it is always if you want to reach the top, because, always when you're a top ranker in your medical school and everywhere, getting gold medals, I've got in public health, in my MD, everywhere. So you always want to reach the top fast, So after that, I thought that let me enter a space which is not contested, and there is nothing exists, And that is where I found that preventive cardiology was not existing in India, and that is where it became the first. Then Yes, you rightly said that there is hardly any money in prevention, So, how are you going to make it? So, you have to multiply yourself, right? You have to duplicate yourself, and you have to make something like a business model which is scalable, So, that's how I got more into the entrepreneurial side, because I understood that it has to reach the masses, uh, and it has to become cost effective, because if it is not so, then prevention will not take off. And because of all the pioneering work which I did, and we reached out to the entire country, that is the reason why we got those awards. And then what moved me was that when I was looking at US especially, I have been seeing like uh, amazing statistics, because we always look forward to US as number one in global healthcare. We are always in awe of what US does. So like almost 28% of the federal spending is happening on healthcare, which is huge, because in India that doesn't happen. And the average per capita cost on US in healthcare is almost like $9,500, which is like almost double of the developed countries, So when I was like studying the global scenario, I felt that if you do anything in US, and if you work in US, and because it's a very innovative place, and when new ideas are accepted, then you can reach out globally. So that made me come here in US. And from last 5 years I've been working on this mission on prevention. And I've been grateful to the US government too for offering me residency based on my merit of what I've contributed. So my main thing is that now I want to contribute to this country, that how can we work on prevention and reducing the healthcare cost and helping the people in preventative ways.
So, thank you for telling us your story, and it's and we're glad to have you as as part of our country for sure, and because I know that you can make a tremendous impact. I know heart disease is just so rampant, as you were saying, here in the United States and around the world. Tell us about how you became acquainted with LifeVantage. And one of the questions I want to know is why? Well, not why, but why LifeVantage? Okay. So tell us how you became acquainted with this, and then kind of tell us your story of how you became part of our company.
Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting. Actually, it really is like a beautiful accident, I would say, because I generally like on LinkedIn. I got this invitation from John Brooks. So like he's amazing person with doing doctors branding and with the media and all. And
did he just contact you out of the? Did he just contact you? Did he just contact you out of the blue?
Oh yeah, it really happened out of the blue. So
well,
like first I was not knowing what to do with it, honestly. but like so it was just there, like, but then I again went through, because I'm pretty intuitive, so it just I just felt that let me see, because he's talking of doctors branding and all, and I'm all about spreading my message and my mission. So I don't know where would be the connect, So it's nice to know people. So that's how I connected with him. And my God! Then after that,
let me just say something right there.
Like it is absolutely like a roller coaster ride of Disneyland with so much of excitement and fun. Because he started sending the messages, and like I was going to travel to India, and then he aroused my interest, actually saying that like what we are doing is something which is very unique, and like we also want to reach out to India, and I mean, if anything is related to India, I like, my responses get heightened, so he caught me right. And but still, like, I was not in it. So he very cleverly put the great Dr. Mark Gordon. I mean, I think is one of the amazing and one of the rare cardiologists you can find in US, because like we did a meeting with him, and Dr. Gordon, when he told me that like when I was doing my cath lab and treating heart attacks and, like keeping on seeing these young people coming in, I somewhere asked myself that what's going on and am I doing the right thing. So, oh my God, that statement just connected me, because I felt that this cardiologist has a heart, he thinks, because then he went to do this anti-aging and, like we shared the story, and I was really impressed that Life Vantage really must be a great company, because if he has, made this as a part of his career, then I should look into it seriously. So that's how actually I started looking through the studies and going through the PubMed research, and like then I have amazing like all the leaders, like John Brooks did a wonderful work, I would say, like really thanks to him, because he put us with Carrie, and I want to, because Carrie is also here, and I want to read this message, because Carrie wrote this amazing message that uh, it is the crazy people, who do big things. Only crazy people make big changes in the world. So thank you for being crazy. So it was like meeting all the crazy leaders. Like I met Kerry Williams, Maria Williams, Stu Brody, and amazing. Then we had the Sean and Michelle. So it's incredible, like, so what I fell in love, frankly, I mean, science is great. I could have just just bought the products and become a customer. That was not a big deal for me, but I just love the people in this company, and that made me join actually, because it was amazing. Yeah.
Well, one, I wanted to say a couple of things.
Mm-hmm.
Hats off to John Brooks
Right.
for I guess sometimes it's referred to as the chicken list,
Right.
where you contact somebody that you think would have no interest. So he reached out to one of the top physicians on the planet, cold, just a cold contact like what you're saying on LinkedIn, but it was enough to get your interest. But what I find really interesting is kind of your last statement, that it was the people that brought you in. It was maybe the community and the interaction with just great people. And I mean, you named off, I think, Carrie Williams. I'm not sure if one of the other Carries was Carrie Dickey. You talked
Carrie
about
Dickey,
Pose.
Carrie Williams, Maria Williams, Drew
Yeah,
Brody,
Maria Williams, the Pose,
Gordon,
and
yeah.
Dr. Mark Gordon was instrumental in it. So it sounded like it was a community of people that reached
Right.
out and brought you in. And so, we'll have tens of thousands of people watch this. And for those of you out there that I mean, I think that's a good lesson for all of us, that even top physicians in the world want a community to be part of and want to be part of something bigger than what they are. And you're a part of a lot of big things. And so that was just a really interesting story. What attracted you was the information, but it sounds like what got you in were the people.
Absolutely. The way, because what I'm sensitive about is communication, and John Brooks is amazing with his communication skills. Like he's very prompt. He's always there, because I have a response system. So when I work with people, there is no communication speed or there is any lag behind, I generally don't prefer to work, because I like speed, and I like to work with people and who are on the go. And this entire team, I tell you, is on fire. They are, I mean, the way, like, we had this meeting with Carrie Dickey, and she brought people on Zoom like this, somebody from Canada. I spoke to a doctor, she's a surgeon. I spoke to from the corporate, and she's just like calling up people midnight. I mean, it was like late night for them, and I was just seeing that whole energy, that whole passion. And let me tell you another important thing. What I liked was that great people making great money, having a great network, but amazingly humble. That's what I liked, because there was no fluff. not talking about like, because most of the times when any business presentation is there, people try to like sell you, oh, this car, this lifestyle. I really don't care about that, because I already have a great lifestyle. So I really don't, that doesn't appeal me. But what appeal to me is real people wanting to make a difference in the world, and that is what I am for. I want to make a difference in the world by helping people. And I'm fortunate and blessed that I got this group of people.
I was just taking notes over here on what you were saying, and you talked about the humble people, and I think that's what attracted me also to LifeVantage is that the people were humble, and that they're just great people, and so and then you said real people making a difference in the world, and
Right.
so that's powerful. And I'll just say something right here. I'm getting a flash up on the screen saying our computer's going to restart in 5 minutes, and I hope that it doesn't. So I'll talk to Dana and say, make sure that we don't restart
Okay.
the computer. But for some reason, the screen goes black, that we were unable to override Apple.
Okay.
Let me ask you a quick question here, too, potentially in our remaining 5 minutes. Talk to us about the product, because obviously you said that initially it was the product that really interested you, and you started looking up studies. What interested you about our products?
Oh yeah, because when I went through the studies, like I have also my research on PubMed, and I know how difficult it is to get the research on PubMed. So what was striking to me was that there was exclusivity, because it had its patents. And like as I told you, in the blue ocean strategy, I always look out for something which is exclusive, so it was patented. Then I look out is something which is scientific. So I found that there were a lot of studies related to this, and most important was that it was something brand new science, because I really respect and hats off to Dr. Joe McCord for putting in his entire life on this, because he has brought up this entire concept of NRF2, which doesn't exist in our textbook. I hope it comes in. So I just liked, and because whatever I've done till now, it has never existed in textbooks. And like when I started the EECP like 20 years ago, it was not in textbooks, but after I started doing it, it came in textbook now in cardiology. So I like to do, which is cutting edge new technology with a lot of science behind it. And also, like, I did little homework, because this is a publicly traded company. I went and checked everything about the company, because being on the entrepreneur side, that this is a strong and solid company. So in fact, I was amazed that a lot of sites are actually recommending to buy stocks of LifeVantage. so I found that I'm at the right time with the right product, with the right company, because being in the early adopter stage, as John showed me a slide in presentation, is very, very important, because that helps you to grow and expand. So being at the right time and with the right people, so Protandem and all the LifeVantage products stand out.
Well, thank you. And I would agree with you. Right time, right place, right products, right company, right people like yourself. And it is one of those opportunities of a lifetime. Well, Dr. Gandhi, I want to thank you for being on our broadcast today. And I hope everyone out there learned something from what Dr. Gandhi was saying. That I mean, I learned a lot about what attracts you to the company, what drives you, and it's not necessarily the lifestyle you're looking for. It sounded like similar people that were like you, that were looking to change the world, and that's what's attractive. So with that, again, thank you. And just a reminder to everyone that we are giving away Protandem, and we're going to do a drawing. Put down your name, your city, state, and country where applicable, and we'll get you into the drawing for it. And Dr. Gandhi, thank you. I look forward to meeting you personally.
Yeah, and I just want to just add something finally, that I have a great business partner, Hetal. He is not, because this was a doctor series, but he has a great background of leading teams, and he has been highly instrumental in helping me to be in this company, and he will definitely be, I think, one of the days coming up. But I have this amazing team at IPC, which like works towards this mission. So I want to thank all, because I am here representing my entire team. So I just want to thank everyone for very patient hearing, and regards from all our team members. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. And it's a pleasure. And I look forward to seeing you at one of our events and getting to know you personally, belly to belly, as we say.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Well, all right, Dr. Gandhi, thank you. And thank you to everyone else. And we look forward to seeing you later this week on some other broadcasts that we have. Till then, have a wonderful day.